at our last center. And I spent a lot of time up in what I call the attic because it was upstairs. And so I missed a lot of this. I missed a lot of this because I devoted my 5 years to the kids. And there was nothing it was so rewarding. And I remember also building it and sitting there with more mentors, because I call them mentors, the people that volunteered. We'd have like 10 mentors in there and 2 kids. And it'd be like, okay, you guys go down to the service, go down to the service. But I got so excited about it that we had, and now I see them and they're it's just wonderful. They have a camp that's every week that eventually we'll be able to send, every year, that they eventually will be able to send it. But I really want to say a special thank you for sitting there when there's nothing. If you're out in the world, you ever done a class and nobody shows up, then we had one that we did a big Science of Mind Saturday for the island, and so it was Carla, Luis, that was it. So I know that feeling of going, are they ever going to come? But you keep doing what we do, and then the answer is yes. So. Okay, so this one, we need to pass out the...
Where are they?
Right here. Okay. So there's a 2, and then there's 2...
you want them all passed out?
Yes. So what's going to happen is I'm going to pass out, there's a questionnaire in there, and then there's also a volunteer sheet that gives you all the things that are going on here. Don't overwhelm yourself, but I'm just going to, for a quick moment here, go through some of the stuff that we just...
Feel free to come look at this if you want.
So here's the deal. These are we call it sacred service because that's what it is. And though you know this, I keep going back to what Russell was talking about, how we have all these... candle, but yeah. So I'm just honoring him in his new... you know how people with names on this island, right?
I was just like, who's Russell? But now I know Kendall Russell. Thank you.
Yes, so there you go. So the reason I'm going to do this was that questionnaire thing too. You're out?
Oh, those must be, I don't know.
Okay, so I'm just going to go through them really quick.
Patrick did.
And
I don't know what he did. Wait, stop for a minute. How
Sure.
did you do? Did you correlate these? So that they were-
no, there's one thing that she's got
Okay.
and one thing
Oh, that's not what Roseanne's saying, but just do the
There-
best
There's
you
a
can.
questionnaire. Hold on one second. Don't mind the man behind the... No, it's not... Is there two? There should be only one sheet per person.
Okay.
Yeah, there you
But I
go.
started with other sheets.
Oh,
so I
okay.
didn't-
Just one questionnaire, and then you have the volunteer sheets, yes? Yeah? There should be a sacred service, and then there's a questionnaire.
That's all there is. 2 things, a sacred service and a questionnaire.
And you'll...
All right, all right. You'll get it before you leave, we
So
promise.
Roseanne there was one packet with questionnaires. She has all of them.
Okay.
Only one, yeah, 2.
All right, go ahead, Patrick.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you, you will be out of here in our time that we said, trust me. So, Natalie, could you do me a favor, because you're on the number, could you stand up for just a second? There's Natalie Kelly back there. Give it up for Natalie. We have been wanting a volunteer coordinator for so long, better known as a sacred service coordinator. And we just had a meeting yesterday, and she's going to be gone till about the middle of August. But she wanted the meeting ahead of time so that when she came back, she could help head this. Volunteer coordinator is probably one of the most important jobs in any nonprofit, any organization, because she'll be the point person that will be able to deliver people to all of the different facets. And we'd like to see this a 2-person gig so that they would be able to, she could share that responsibility. So there she is coming back in August as CSL Sacred Service Coordinator.
I'm so excited. One other thing I want to
Sure.
say about that is 2 things that I'm really
Wait, hold on, let me give you a mic.
For the video, hello video. 2 things that I really want to bring forward as the volunteer coordinators, what I'm about is love and joy. So if you would like to receive more love and joy in your life, we know that giving is receiving, and being around This volunteer team, it's going to be all about receiving more love and more joy in your life, and I'm really looking forward to serving this community in that capacity.
Great. And Natalie, since you brought
That
up
is
love
so
and joy,
perfect.
there is nothing worse in our years that we have it is people doing something they're not enjoying. Have you ever done that? I remember one of our volunteer coordinators said, Patrick, you're really good at motivating people, but maybe you should see what the experience is like doing this other thing. And I said, but I don't like that other thing. And so they went, oh, well, yeah, what do you mean? Like, you should be doing what you feel passionate about. All of you have such talents in so many areas. And the light, ooh, good. And for my next show. Do where you feel passionate about it. Unless we're doing a cleanup day, and then we'll just get in and everybody just clean it. That
Can I
goes
say
up.
one other thing? And if you don't like to commit, or you're just like, you just want to do one little thing will help, okay?
Yes.
One little thing will help
One
a
little
lot. So don't feel like overwhelmed, like Patrick said.
So we have our bookstore. She said it well, education. What we need there is the people to really get involved in the bookstore so that people can say, every Sunday they'll say, I don't understand this philosophy. Is there a book I could read that's kind of not like the big book? Not that big one, but something. So that's what we want is people back there getting excited about the books and helping out Roseanne. One thing about that is we've had a core of volunteers for about 4 or 5 years. I think it was somebody came in and said something like, wow, these same people are the ones that I saw when I visited 4 years ago. We don't really want that. We want people to see, we want them to see new faces because they're going to go, what's your congregation? How many you got there? 6? No. We want all of your contributions in there. The youth program, she just said, when we have that school, that's going to be put us right on that map. And why is it so important to put us on the map? Know thyself. That's the only reason. The Fillmores, Charles and Myrtle, when the ones that started Unity, they didn't say, I can't wait to have, okay, honey, what are we going to do? Let's build a village, Unity Village. They said, I was healed by this. You were healed by this. Let's tell the world about this. Let's tell the world who they are and their possibilities. Then came Unity Village. Does that make sense? The buildings were secondary. That they're going to come. There'll be somebody who'll walk in and go, I don't know, I need a tax write-off. Here's a couple million. Start your stuff. I know that's what happens. Anybody in the room? Is it feeling that? Any divine urge coming up right now? Hospitality. Ron is absolutely wonderful. Ron, you are so dedicated. He was in the military, by the way, and so he knows how to. We have CSL towels that he's put in there to make sure that nobody swipes our towels. That's how military we are back there. And he's got Charles sitting next to him going, how did I get involved in this? No. So he's back there too. We need that, even if it's DJ today. Was this your first time? Yeah, just, other people, they go, I don't do kitchen. And I'm great, because I don't want you in there. If you're not doing it, I don't want you, there's no reason to be in there. Media and audio visual. Jonathan back there, believe it or not, will need some time off in his life. And Rob is back there, and that's right. So what we want to do and build a media team, was talking to Charles, who loves to edit and things, and we want to take our talks off of there and have them edited and put on Facebook, and we're about to meet with him. He's got some exciting ideas. They're fresh, they're innovative. That's what we're talking about here. Oh, we'll put you guys here, let's put a snippet over here. Let us get out in the world, so that, especially this island, so that they know we're here. Malama team, it's going really well, really well. Thank you so much. Thank you, all of you who do that. But there always need people there too. Information table, we don't have that yet, fully, where people can go up and they go, what's going on at, is something happening this week? That's what happened with the inner child workshop. I was standing back there, and I'm usually just say sign up, but this time I said, man, don't miss out on this, right? looked at different people, said, come on, this is really good. This is good stuff. We have to start being bold enough to say, now, I don't want you tackling people either and go, where are you going? You know, we're not get in the class. No, it's not that. But there is that excitement that goes behind it. Outreach, which Reverend Diane is courting at this moment, or possibly wanting to get more involved as an outreach leader. That means connecting this. This doesn't mean bringing their activities in here. Please, let's be clear about outreach. Outreach is, they had a beautiful solstice the other day, very early in the morning, and we want to know what's going on. Rita mentioned suicide. There's a suicide prevention that we meet on Mondays here. Somebody could go there and be a part of that and say, this is what we're doing. The gay community needs to be lit up. They are on the island. I don't know if any of you know that, but we have a gay community here. And this is an opportunity for people to have a place to come on Sundays or whatever. But we have to go outside of our walls and let the light shine. That this is not forcing anybody. We don't force anything. We just inform. By the way, my life changed. I go to this place, CSL Kauai. Here's some information or not, take it or leave it. Advertising and marketing, big deal, because that's I'm passionate about marketing, and but we need to step that up too. Beautification, we do our cleanups here. Sue and Diane have been running that, but what we're doing right now is bringing everything up with a fresh, clean slate. What happens here is we have these cleanups. But since we do stuff almost every day here, that means that the one time twice a year, a little bit more of a cleanup and a little bit more of that and maintenance on this. If not, then we're going to have to go into the board and budget it and have somebody come in and clean this place. Glenn Head, I know you're watching. I just want to let him know he brought us a shampooer. And not only did he buy it, but he spent his 5 months here shampooing. So he bought it, shampooed it, and now that. But Glenn's not here for the next 4 months. Need I say more? So what we have is beautification, also office assistants. We're opening up that area now and allowing that opportunity to help with database, get us the more that we can get people in there, the further we will go. But right now, if it's just depending on, Rita and I and a few people getting this stuff out, it's going to take a little longer. We have 2.5 years. Did I mention 2.5 years? Here's an opportunity for everyone. A department, and then I'm done with that, is that we have where everyone can participate. And this is about membership. It doesn't mean, we don't get extra funding from the state of Hawaii if you become a member. It's not about that. This membership is for your commitment, for your idea to say, you know what? I want to further my own spiritual commitment. But it's called word of mouth. And it's called sharing. Charles and I were talking about the Facebook share, because he's got a wonderful thing he's starting to do in the media about putting out really positive stuff. And I said, how do you get to become viral? How does it go viral? You hear that? It's because we share. So a couple of things I want to ask of you. When you see something, for those of you who are on Facebook, for those of you who are not, get on it. For those of you who are not, when you see something like that's happening, please, if you find it, share it, because it really makes a difference. It really makes a difference to attendance. It really makes a difference when you see somebody shared something, 23 shares. And then if you don't, then don't share it. We were talking about that too. Why don't people share? Charles, when him and I were talking, and it's because if you share, that means you agree. And a lot of people don't. They want to stay a little bit like, I love CSL Kauai, but I want to tell everybody about that. You know what I mean? So that is another possibility. Word of mouth is that's why we're all sitting here. invite friends, invite whatever. I know on the mainland, it's a little different. We have people that have been in companies, and they had no idea that the guy was even a minister. He goes, oh, I don't tell my work any of that. No. I'm thinking, oh, no, I wouldn't want anybody to know I'm God. You know, it's really tough in the break room. But people might think I'm a little better than everything. You know, so I go, you mean your work, you've been in this nonprofit and they don't know anything about you? And he said, nope, pretty much not. And so I'm not forcing anybody to do anything. All we're saying is how we grow membership, because the more membership we grow, or people, and if you don't believe in being a member, that's fine too. Talk to
You know what happens? It's not about telling people.
Right.
It's about being an example.
Exactly.
And I mean, I think Michelle, you guys can vouch for that. When people see your life change,
What are you having?
And they go, what? You're different. What's going on? And then you get a chance. It's not about going out. You know, you need to come to CSL Kauai because we don't proselytize. We don't do that.
Right.
That's not what this philosophy is about. But we do act as shining examples of the philosophy when we live it and we work it. So,
Absolutely.
Yeah, and
And
people
so
want some of it.
the last thing, out on as you saw when you came in, there were a whole bunch of clipboards with all of these things on there. The board will be out there watching you as you're as you're walking out. So just so you'll know, and the back door, by the way, is locked. So no, really, I don't want you to feel any obligation, like fill any, put your name down there. But just remember, as you're walking out, we're doing like camera stuff. So anyway, they're out there. If you guys want, if there's something that's calling you, just sign your name. You're not signing it for the rest of your life. No one's going to come to your house. No one's going to say you said you were going to do beautification. No one's. It's just about our family here. So, and now we have questions.
No, if they have questions, we'll be there.
Oh yeah, and questions, they will be there as well. So,
That's one thing. Our door is always open. You can come in and you can leave. We're not a cult. You can decide you want to do something, then change your mind because you have choice at all times and you can change your mind, right? So, yeah.
but
So
except
don't feel.
on Sundays now, we're going to be having white robes passed to you as you come through the door. Oh, I didn't say that too. A little part of the Malama team, nice long white robes with candles.
All right.
So this is our question time.
Yeah, we're going to open it up for questions just for a few minutes. If questions about anything
And
that
then
we've
you can
talked about.
go eat. Well, look at.
There's not
we
one
said it.
question?
Quarter to, yeah. So
They're
that-
hungry.
What we edit just a few comments that you made about the roads and edit our video, it would be funny.
White robes. Yeah, no.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, you can also drop off the forms. Charles.
Charles, I'm going to give you the mic because I want people to be heard.
He can shout, let me tell you.
We are located in Kaua'i, and that's quite a ways from the south side and west side. Do we have any type of ideas that can reach out to those people because they need this just as much as anyone else?
You want to answer that? Wait, hold on.
Wait,
Let
we'll answer
Patrick
that.
answer first.
Are you talking about people who live in Kilauea?
You're
and
talking about like Waimea and
Right.
Kalaheo and we have some Kalaheo people here. But
So we
go ahead.
Yeah, we know about the. I don't want to drive over here. We have that. We understand that as well. There's not much we can do except have live stream, which is great. They can actually do that. We are setting up. I was just speaking with somebody about trying. And once again, these are ideas that have to be implemented by someone besides the 5 people up here. That to have an opportunity for people to be picked up and that live in Lihue and carpool. And there's a lot of people that cannot get over here. And carpooling would be a very wonderful opportunity.
And people have asked us, like, oh, could you have classes in other places and all this stuff? Well, when we first started, we had classes in Princeville, and we did, right?
Right.
And then we realized that everybody was in Kaua'i. But what we're about right now is building this in the center here now. And then there'll become a day when we'll be so big that we'll have little satellites all over the island, and then people will migrate here for the big things. And then there'll be little, because we're going to have a lot of, practitioners and ministers and people that can go out. But right now, we want to bring everybody together. if that makes sense. So
Yeah, there's been some suggestions about, pocketing off and going into homes and doing. We do have the Science of Mind magazine that is
the
done-
spiritual living circle, we have
spiritual-
one in Kalaheo and one in Princeville, which
But we
kinda
really
helps a little.
feel right now that we need to grow this. Just a couple of things. They said, well, eventually you can go to 2 services. I can't, we will not do that at this time because I don't care how big we get. We need to become as one with that. And then the other one is, that's the biggest one.
Someday we might have 2 services, but not right now. We're not ready for it.
Right.
Yeah. Wait, hold on. I want you to hear this.
So what about having the Sunday service an hour later so that people from the other areas can get here at a more reasonable time? Because to be at 9 o'clock is...
Okay.
yeah.
Yes, I'm
That's
so
an
glad
idea.
you brought that up because I had a brain freeze, and that was exactly what I was going to talk about. Except that at this time, I'm not in agreement, and we're not in agreement. I'll tell you why. If you knew how many people said to me, if you had it at 10, I would be there, I'm going to let you know this from the bottom of my heart. No, you wouldn't. I've tested it as a scientist. I understand it. I understand in your mind, 10 would be beautiful, and you think you would get up a little earlier to come over here, but I have never, in all of my years, ever saw it proved that if we had it later. The reason we have it at 9, just by the way, is that was the only time they would give us at the hotel. So when we moved here, we had the opportunity to go to 10, to go to 10:30, and we took a little survey. And everybody kind of was okay with the 9. Stick with it at 9. We have our whole day now, blah, blah, blah. We had also a center that went to 5 o'clock. And when James went to 5 o'clock, absolute disaster. Nobody will ever, by the time 5 o'clock, you don't want to go to CSL Kauai. You've already done all your stuff.
Plus, this is a day island, and
Yes.
people do things during the day, and we believe that having your day after this, usually you're out of here by 10:30, you have your whole day.
Yeah, so, I agree, and it's been suggested.
But,
yeah.
we're not saying never, we're just
Right.
saying right now, right?
How about 9:30?
Now, you live really close, Gabriella.
All right, 9:30. Do I hear 9:45? Do I hear? No, I agree with you. It would be lovely, and I know all of you
Great
would
for us.
still
We get
come
up
at
at 5
10.
to get here by 9.
It's the people that I have experienced that you know very well, and that they go, if you were 10, I would come, and I always say the same loving message to them. No, you wouldn't, because I know that once in a while they would. Okay, anyone else?
Charles again. Yes.
You guys,
Closer to your
hello.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you guys ever thought about doing anything like as far as physical as well, such as yoga or anything in this space besides just like meditations and things for the spirit and mind as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
We have.
Yeah, I want you to. I feel that urge that just came up about this idea. Yes, the answer is yes. We believe in everyone having. This island is notorious. You have so many modalities that we could write books on it. I mean, they've got 7 things that they do as a modality. We honor them all. They're just that what we have here is science of mind and spirit that no one really knows very well yet. I mean, it's a positive place, and that's great and everything, but you don't really know what science of mind and spirit unless you actually, what we call, go beyond the drive-by and go get into a class or come to see something. You'll start to learn that more. And I really believe that. That's where your lives are changed really fully. But there's also people that want to come on a Sunday and they just want to sit in the back and they want to feel and take in the energy. And that's what we're here for as well. We love yoga, but other people have said, well, can you bring in this and can you bring in this? And now it's a pretty standard. I know what you say when we're not there. But I want you to be clear that it's not that we don't honor it. And believe in the modalities that we don't need them here because you have a place to go for those modalities. You don't have a place to go for science of mind and spirit. And until I know, someone said, Yeah, but do you go beyond science, mind, and spirit? I said, but do you know what science of mind and spirit is? And they said, not a clue. Well, then we're not going to be leaving that runway into any other things until that is. That doesn't make us, stringent or that we don't want to do it. What it's saying is, give science of mind and spirit a chance as a modality, as a healing property. That's what we're talking about. Yes. Wait, Jack. So yes, yoga. We just haven't found the.
Yeah, I was just
Malia.
thinking that as part of the furthering, enhancing the teaching, since Buddha and Jesus and other cool people did it, why not like some sort of question and answer where the teaching is through question and answer? Okay, I got this issue. How can I use science of mind? Blah blah blah, and directly questions about the thing.
It's like there's a session that we have that you can come and you can say, how does this pertain according to science of mind and spirit? We also have another idea of bringing in an interfaith. We were talking to Dr. Peggy that you could come here and there would be all of these, a rabbi, this, that, and we could all see where we stand
We
on
could all
one
answer the
particular.
same question.
We all answer the same question. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, growth. But he's talking about just a day like what we're having right here. We call it Stump the Minister, where I come from, because you can go, you know what? Well, homosexuality, we've had it. Well, what does science of mind believe about that? What does science of mind believe about blah, 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 blah? What does science of mind believe about whatever it is, about suicide, about where you go? I mean, these are questions that are very valuable to know where we stand. You don't want to be a part of things that you don't understand where we're coming from. But the one thing I want you to pass out into the island is that we appreciate, can't even think of anything that we don't honor and appreciate from this belief system. But what I'm saying is until we get the understanding that this is a healing center, that Rita, the practitioners, myself, we are healers in the sense that we are leading you back to yourself to heal thyself. And I think we have much education still to do on this. I still think that people are very skeptical, or they just want to give us the name of the good time, positive people, which is, I could think of worse names that I could be called.
All right, just one more.
Do you have anything scheduled, like the educational part of getting to know science of mind more?
Yes, in September was coming.
We will start a
Yeah.
foundations class in September. Yes.
Judah, and then Elizabeth, and then lunch. I can see that lunch eyes. You guys got lunch eyes.
Would you be willing to go into more specifics about the relationship with the Buddhist temple, with the Hindu monastery?
What's that?
More, what specifically might be substantial realities that could really happen in the relationship?
We just shared it with you. We have not
We'll
held
tell you
anything
exactly
back.
what happened.
Yeah.
We told you what happened.
Yeah,
And
that's it.
basically
That's it for now.
Yeah, that's really all it is right now. It's basically like, we feel like, what's the name of that movie, the Karate Kid?
Oh, yeah.
That the
Like he
sensei
gives
is
you your
he
assignment,
gives us
yeah.
our assignment, and we go out, and he's waiting to see what we're going to do. I mean, I really feel that because and he said something, and I said, well, you don't know, Patrick and Rita work pretty fast. He goes, well, I would love to see that, and he said, and I can't wait
I
to
look forward
design
to seeing that.
I can't wait to help you design your garden. That's what he said.
So yeah,
Anyway,
he's
so
at
I don't
that
know
point.
what it is. I know what he said right now, that he wants to help us, mentor us. He wants to contribute to our building fund when we put it in place. He wants to help us with printing if we need to, and he wants to mentor us.
And develop a
And
relationship.
develop a relationship. It's
Yeah.
like we're developing a relationship with him. Where that goes, we'll see what happens. I think it's great, and I think it's
Yeah, I do too.
their journey is a lot like our journey, the way they started that place. So,
Right.
And I
Yeah,
think it was
very
really,
much.
and I think it was really profound that he said that at the end about our teaching. And then I found out that Gurudeva was actually learned in science in Ernest Holmes. That he actually read and studied Ernest Holmes. So it is because.
So we're
Ernest
not the new
Holmes-
kid on the block,
yeah.
is what we're really trying
Ernest
to say.
Ernest Holmes drew a lot from very many religions, and one of the big ones was Hinduism. And if you look at the philosophy, and if you study the philosophy, you'll see that there's the similarities. And like Sadasiva Natha Swami said, that we are so much like you. We just do it in a different way.
We're
So,
a
and maybe
practical-
we're practical. Like, we take it to the streets where maybe they don't. They stay in their
No,
temple and they
stay
do their
in
thing,
there.
and they have their global and their tithing and all of that they do. But we kind of take it to the streets. And maybe, although I did see him on the street at the Olympic Cafe.
So we're gonna do Elizabeth and then Maureen, and everybody's got that fidgety thing, and it's making me fidget, meaning that you guys probably want to get going.
I hear everything that you say about this being a healing center and even keeping the vibrations of what we're doing here. But as an aspect of outreach and fundraising, during the off hours, you might want to consider letting people come in and teach a yoga class or whatever. As an aspect of fundraising for us, then more people hear about the people that come for yoga, they're going to hear about CSL.
Is it clear that we're all for yoga? Yeah, I'm just no.
Yeah.
But we're not. But another one thing of that too, we are not a rental building. We can, but we won't, because that is not what we want. I do not want to be unlocking doors for people and going after $30 for 2 hours. I don't want to do that, and I'm not afraid to say it. I'm not afraid to say it.
We're so organic in what we decide to do here that we don't want to have to look at a calendar and say, "Oh, the yoga class is going to be here." Or I worked in 2 centers as an administrator where they rented their building, and it was
A nightmare.
We couldn't ever get the building to do what we wanted to do because they were all using it for other things.
Right,
So,
you want to do a practitioner session,
but
and
who's
there's
to say? That's
Yeah.
just where we are now.
but
when we get to that picture, who knows what it's going to be?
Exactly.
You know? So we have
Yeah.
to kind of start where we are now and really focus our energy.
There
where we
is
are
a
now.
vibration, whether or not we want to believe it or not, that you hold in your space, your sacred space. And so you start just opening up the doors. We get calls every day. Well, now we don't get them anymore because everybody goes, "Don't bother.
Well,
they won't
also,
rent to you."
just to give an example, we are having a kirtan on Wednesday. How many people are coming? Good. So we do invite other things in here.
Kirtan's a good example.
But we
Great
don't put
example.
anything on it that we can't say Center for Spiritual Living presents. If we can't say that, then we don't do it.
Right.
So
I think
yeah.
there was one more. Was it Maureen? And then we're done.
And this takes further meetings, I think.
Yeah, but anyway, this was something we just wanted to get a family meeting opposed to an annual meeting where you're discussing. This is a family where you sit down at the table, dinner table, without the food.
Oh, thank you. I just wanted to say that Sadatsiva Nantha Swami, yes, is the number 2 guy at the Hindu temple. He's not the leader. He's more of the get it done guy. And he is the one that we've actually been communicating with. So for those of you that didn't know who he was, that's the level that we've been able to connect with. So, and he's just a wonderful human being as well as a very spiritual guy, and he's got a great sense of humor.
So funny, right? How long have you known him, Maureen? Just out of curiosity.
I think I've known him for about 10 years,
Wow.
12 years maybe.
That's great.
Yeah.
Thank you. And thank you so much for all you do as well, Maureen.
Thank you.
All right, so anyway, Ohana, this was just to kind of get the excitement going about what we're doing. Many more meetings. The most important thing is to know that we have 2.5 years. Let people know whatever it is you're receiving, and let them know too. And I say let them know like we don't know them, but you guys are out in your world. You have different things you do, and we really count on that. So
Okay,
would you
so
like to pray
let's take
out?
a deep breath together and realize that we are on the precipice. We are at the very beginning. Center for Spiritual Living Kauai is a divine idea in the mind of God. That's what it is. It is an entity of itself that we are all a part of. It is a spiritual living system. And I know with that each and every one of us are part of that spiritual living system in our own unique way, individually and also collectively. And as that spiritual living system, that individuality, as that collective consciousness, I know that this center is moving forward already, that it has everything that it requires in every single solitary moment, that new avenues open up just right here and right now already, in the way of funds, in the way of teachers, in the way of creativity, in the way of everything that we are doing here. It just is moving and living and breathing spiritual living system that has a great mission on this planet. And I know that mission is already fulfilled because we're here now, and what is happening now is what is important. So I stay in the now, and I move one step at a time in the now as we unfold and as we spiritually evolve as a center and as individuals, knowing that it is all good, that we are all blessed, that we are all abundant, that we are all filled with health. That is what we are. That is what I claim. And I claim the most amazing, extravagant, beautiful experience for each of us individually and collectively. So I say mahalo, mahalo for this time that we have spent together, for the time that we've taken this divine appointment. And I just release this word that I have spoken into that law that says yes to me. Yes, yes, yes. As we affirm together. And so it is. Thank you so much for joining us and everybody online. Yay. Thank you. Mahalo.